Namo Buddhaya. Good afternoon, Your Holiness, Your Excellencies, eminent leaders and scholars of the Buddhist community. As your host for this afternoon, in paying homage to the Supreme Lord Buddha Shakyamuni, I, Ugin Pinso, on behalf of the International Buddhist Confederation, warmly welcome you all to the first Global Buddhist Summit on the theme of Responses to Contemporary Challenges from Philosophy to Praxis. It is indeed wondrous to be in the presence of so many great souls from all over the globe gathered together in this room, and we extend our heartfelt gratitude to each one of you for taking time to grace this historic moment. We have united here with an immense purpose to discuss the pressing global issues of today: social disharmony, environmental crises, sustainability, and more, not least of which is the addressing of the challenges which face the Buddhist community for preservation and promotion of the sacred Buddha Dharma. With joyful anticipation, we now await the upcoming speakers, great minds of Buddhist community from all around the world, offering their solutions from the sacred Buddha Dharma. So without further ado, let's commence the event. To begin with, I would like to welcome Venerable Dhammapiya, the Secretary General of IBC, and His Holiness Thích Trí Quảng, the Supreme Patriarch of Vietnam Buddhist Sangha, and our special guest, Venerable Dr. Sayadaw Ashin Nayanisara on the stage. And now I would like to request Venerable Dhammapiya to introduce His Holiness Thích Trí Quảng and our special guest, Dr. Sayadaw Ashin Nayanisara.
A very good afternoon, Venerable Masters, Venerable monks, nuns, brothers, sisters, and friends in Dhamma. As our MC has pointed out, the great mind. It's a great mind. It's a very important, the teachings of the Buddha, what the Buddha has said, Chittena niyati loko, the world is moved by the mind. The great mind can move the great world in a great way. So we have two great minds here with us. The keynote address of today's this Sangha session is to be delivered by His Holiness, Most Venerable Thích Trí Quảng, Supreme Patriarch or Sangha Raja of Vietnam Buddhist Sangha, Vietnam. Please welcome him with a round of applause. And we have with us another great mind, Most Venerable Sitagu Siado, Dr. Ashin Nayanisara, the Chancellor of Sitagu International Buddhist Academy and group of institutions and universities from Myanmar. He has set up several healthcare centers, academic institutions, and also the big project of water donation in Sagaing Hills of Myanmar. Please welcome Most Venerable Sitagu Siado. May I now request His Holiness, the Sangha Raja of Vietnam, His Holiness, Most Venerable Thích Trí Quảng Ji, please take the floor and deliver your keynote address, please.
Kính thưa quý Tôn Đức Tăng Vương, lãnh đạo Giáo hội Phật giáo, các quốc gia, vùng lãnh thổ và các vị đại biểu. Tôi rất vui mừng sau vài năm bị gián đoạn vì dịch bệnh, năm nay Liên minh Phật giáo thế giới tiếp tục tổ chức hội nghị thượng đỉnh Phật giáo toàn cầu để những người con Phật khắp năm châu lại có dịp cùng nhau suy tư, thảo luận, tìm ra hướng đi vì an lành và hạnh phúc cho nhân loại. Thời gian qua, chúng ta đã chứng kiến sự hủy diệt tàn khốc của đại dịch Covid-19. Thêm vào đó là chiến tranh kinh hoàng ở một vài quốc gia, sự biến đổi khí hậu khiến thế giới hứng chịu nhiều thảm họa thiên tai, gây tử vong cho biết bao sinh mạng quý giá, đời sống bị xáo trộn, nhiều mất mát đau thương cho nhân loại. Hận thù và tham lam đã làm cho nhân loại vốn khổ đau lại càng đau khổ. Hôm nay ở đây, trên quê hương của Đức Phật Thích Ca Mâu Ni muôn đời tôn kính, là những người đệ tử Phật, chúng ta cùng nhau thảo luận, tìm ra phương hướng giúp nhân loại sống hòa bình, an lạc, hạnh phúc như Ngài thường dạy, vì hạnh phúc, vì an lạc cho chư thiên và loài người. Tôi rất hoan hỷ tán thành chủ đề mà ban tổ chức Hội nghị Thượng đỉnh Phật giáo toàn cầu 2023 đã đề ra, ứng xử với những thách thức đương đại từ triết học đến thực tiễn, và nội dung thảo luận chính phát triển ứng xử của người Phật tử đối với bảo vệ môi trường, bảo vệ truyền thống Na Nan Đà và gìn giữ hòa bình thế giới, cũng như tiếp cận việc hành hương về thánh địa Phật giáo và di sản. Liên quan đến nội dung thảo luận hôm nay, tôi xin chia sẻ một vài ý kiến cá nhân, ngõ hầu góp phần cùng chư vị đại biểu khắp năm châu tìm ra hướng đi đúng đắn, giúp những người con Phật có một ứng xử phù hợp với những thách thức đương đại theo giáo pháp của Đức Phật. Tôi xin ngừng ở đây và nhờ dịch viên diễn đạt bằng Anh ngữ để cho tất cả các đại biểu chúng ta cùng nghe và thống nhất.
So this is the English message from the Supreme Patriarch of Vietnam Buddhist Sangha to the International Buddhist Confederation, IBC. Namo Sakyamuni Buddha, the honorable recipients. The Supreme Patriarchs and leader of the Sangha Supreme Council, venerable monks, nuns, and Dhamma friends all around the world. After several disruptive years due to the pandemic, I'm happy that the International Buddhist Confederation has continued to organize the Global Buddhist Summit so that Buddhists worldwide can gather and discuss, find the path to peace and happiness for humankind. Previously, we have witnessed the devastating destruction of the COVID-19 pandemic. In addition to the frightening war in several countries, climate change has caused the world to face more frequent natural disasters, leading to the countless deaths, loss, and chaos in everyday life. Actually, hatred and greed has caused more and more pain for humankind. Today, we together at the Buddha Flower, we discuss and find a way to help human beings and all sentient beings to live in harmony, peace, and happiness. I wholeheartedly sympathize with the theme delivered by the organizer of the Global Buddhist Summit 2023, respond to the contemporary challenges from philosophy to practice. Therefore, I'd like to share some personal thoughts with our representatives from around the world to find the right way for Buddhists to have an appropriate and mindfully respond to the contemporary challenges in accordance with the Buddha's teaching. Buddhism and peace. The Buddha's teaching are declaration of peace for human beings. The Buddha appeared in this world with the only one great purpose, that is to enlighten the human beings, realizing their own insight of Tathagata. The Buddha true enlightenment. Buddha taught us to be at war or peace is determined by our own mind. War happens because of ignorance, greed, hatred, and lust. our own worlds can live in peace by nurturing our own mind with pureness, sadness, contentment, and cultivating kindness. One of the solutions to tackle the conflict is to emphasize on the mindset of compassion, tolerance, generosity, and eliminating hatred, educating and direct people to act on peace and happiness of humankind. In the Dhammapada Sutta, the Buddha taught, happily we live, no hatred amid hatred, among haters we live without hatred. His story has proven us where Buddhism appears, there is peace. Buddhism brings people tranquility and peace in their heart and spread out and help others find peace. When a nation shares the teaching of Buddhism, humanity becomes more robust and peace is better reserved. Environmental health and sustainability of crisis. Environmental crises are degradation in habitat quality on a global scale, threatening human life on Earth. The world faces serious crises in multiple aspects: population, food, energy, resources, and ecology. The crises are closely related to the environment and put people's health and quality of life at risk of deterioration. More than 2,500 years ago, the Buddha taught the truth about the existence of all Dhamma in the universe. All Dhammas arise independent upon another Dhammas. With everything interpenetrated, human and all other sentient beings in this world either exist or perish with each other. Environmental threats such as air pollution, water pollution, forest degradation, mass extinction of plant and animal species, garbage and waste increase in quantity and toxicity, climate change, and land desertification are all consequence of human selfish lifestyle and greed toward the natural world. The Buddha taught the philosophy of dependent origination and lost cause and effect. How we act toward Mother Earth and nature, we will receive the same in return. The Buddhist Sangha should educate Buddhists worldwide to understand this philosophy of dependent origination and guide them to practice according to the Buddha's teaching. People must be aware of that. Protecting nature is also saving their own life. Once nature is destroyed, humans cannot survive for long. People need to form a lifestyle and a sense of participation in protecting the natural environment, nurturing and cultivating compassion, respecting life of all things, building a symbiotic world and preserving biodiversity are cultivating good karma, which will protect the sustainable ecological environments. Practicing meditation will purify body and mind, help people eliminate sufferings, live in harmony with nature, form positive energy for themselves, and contribute together to create strength from this positive energy resonance. Preservation of the Nalanda Buddhist tradition. Nalanda University, founded in 427 AD, is considered to be the first world residential university, home to 9 million books and attracting 10,000 students worldwide, especially in East and Central Asia. The student audience is not limited to Buddhist monks or nuns. It extends to all people who need to expand knowledge, learn, and be capable of changing the world in spirit through humanity, freedom, and liberation. This place not only transmits Buddhist ideas, but also spreads on human knowledge at that time, such as medicine, logic, and mathematics, etc., taught by the most respected scholar of the time. This place can enable people to see the truth, in many areas of human knowledge. Regardless of the differences in views, ideology, politics, or spiritual belief, everyone can come and study and sit together. It sees the spirit of peace, liberal freedom, and generosity, tolerance. The sacred land had been marked by the footsteps of the Buddha and many ancestors and had produced many talented and prominent philosophers and religious leaders. The book of those who came from this school are still written today. For Buddhists, preserving the Nalanda Buddhist tradition had a very serious and noble meaning. The source of all Buddhist knowledge that we have come from Nalanda. Is not only valuable historically and culturally and affirm the everlasting Dhamma, the Buddhist soul remains sacred after thousands of years since the Buddha entered Nirvana. Buddhist pyramids, living heritage, and Buddha relics. The pyramids to Buddhist relics is the resilient foundation for Indian culture. All cultural links to countries in South, Southeast, and East Asia. In the Digha Nikaya, the Great Nirvana Sutta, the Buddha's final teaching are recorded. Ananda, therefore relics with a good lay Buddhist should admire and respect. Ananda, a good bhikkhu and bhikkhuni, male and female lay Buddhists will come to think. This is where the Tathagata were born. This is where the Tathagata attained enlightenment. This is where the Tathagata turned the supreme Dhamma will. And this is where the Tathagata passed away, entered Nibbana with no residue left. Ananda, those who while contemplating the relics died with a heart full of faith and joy in those days after the dissolution of the body. After that, they will be reborn in a good realm, in the realm of gods. We need to convey these messages to the Buddhists throughout the 5 continents so that they understand the practice of the Buddha's teaching. Pyramids to the Dhamma with reverence and purity of mind help Buddhists to grow their faith, cultivate good karma, and practice noble life. After each pyramid comes a significant transformation of the mind in a good direction. From there, a new and meaningful orientation for each person's action and way of life. It is the spiritual journey, the spiritual bond that binds each Buddhist and community that cannot be achieved in any other way. Buddhists today inherit invaluable Buddhist heritage from the Sakyamuni Buddha, from the great master, successive disciple of the Buddha, the Sangha, the art and the architecture, the sutra, and the sacred relic of the Buddha and the Great Master. We must understand that, cherish, and preserve the heritage, which are a way of showing sincere reverence to the Buddha and Buddhism, striving to preserve the priceless Buddhist heritage. Each of us needs to recognize this as our responsibility and strive to implement and fulfill it in the best way to repay the profound gratitude that the Buddha has brought to human life and humanity. Moreover, it is the persuasive, irreplaceable proof of human capacity for enlightenment, thereby making people have a strong belief in the benevolence to solve the contemporary crisis, especially the environmental crisis and war that threaten the peace and happiness of humankind, destroy the balance of personal life and world peace. Honorable, venerable monks, nuns, Buddhist Dhamma friends, and all around the world. In light of this summit, representing the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha, I'd like to wish all of you, the Supreme Patriarch and leader of Sangha from all around the world, good health, peaceful mind, be enlightened in the Buddha teaching to continue skillfully lead the path and guiding Buddhist community to be more active in serving humanity, living in good life, and protecting nation and own people. I'd like to wish all representatives and all the Buddhist community from all nations have a peaceful life, enlightened by the philosophy of the Sakyamuni Buddha, to a successful summit, the Supreme Patriarch of Vietnam Buddhist Sangha, vote Most Venerable Thích Trí Quảng.
Thank you very much, Your Holiness. It was indeed enlightening to listen to your kind words.